you, Prof.
Thank you.
And good to see you, Okyeame, as well.
Good to see you.
Always
too,
looking
brother.
sharp.
That Charlie.
Are you wearing boxers?
Oh, completely.
Because we've been seeing you wearing boxers on why are you wearing boxers? I'll come to museum issues quickly.
Yeah,
But
I'm selling them.
You're
You know,
selling the
yes, you know,
boxers.
I'm into sustainability, and then a lot of the boxer shorts that we use, they use all sorts of material that a whole animal will have to die for us to be able to produce it. So
Right.
we found a way to make boxer shorts with coconut fiber, and so we are getting all the coconut that we are throwing away, we are turning it into a certain material which is very skin sensitive and making boxer shorts.
Right.
I mean, bringing sustainability, employing people, making money, and expressing my heart.
I see, but then the pictures that came with the boxer shorts,
Yes.
the ladies have been asking, is Anika not worried? So Kwame's wife not worried? You not worried the thing. It's out there.
No. Not at all. You know that if you look within yourself carefully, realize that you are not your body. Because when you die, you are dead. You are not your body. You are not your emotions. You are not your mind. You are not your spirit. You are the whole thing.
Right.
So if you need to use one of those elements to bring home a positive idea, I don't think that there's anything wrong. But if you go on my wife's page, you see that she also posted them. Because she understands the vision. She
Okay.
gets what we are trying to achieve.
Right. So you are
Without-
trying to sell. She's helping you to sell.
Yes.
But there are others who are looking at the picture with other motives. Is she not worried? She's not jealous.
No, not at all. Because she knows me. You know that. Like, if you want to find out how my wife really feels about me, I think on our anniversary,
Right.
this January.
Yes. Recently.
When you go on her page, you see what she writes about me. She says she writes, I mean, things that I cannot repeat. Otherwise, I'm arrogant. But she writes things like the most honest person I've
Right,
known,
right.
things like that. So my wife is not married to my body. She's married. We are married in spirit.
And the ladies have not been DMing you.
They've been DMing
that
her.
they have been seeing what they saw and say, oh,
The
this
ladies-
is a good selling point.
The ladies have been DMing her rather. Some of them are. And plus they know that I am off the grid.
Right.
I am
right.
not in the game.
You are not in the thing. You're only selling boxer shorts.
Yes, I'm
That's
telling you,
all.
Just making a business and a sustainable decision. Yes.
Were you trying to make men with pot belly feel jealous?
No. Not at all. You know, I've actually done a shoot
Okay.
with men with pot belly.
In your boxer shorts?
Yes, in my boxer shorts. Because we sell boxer shorts, not six pack.
Because Reggie Ralston even came to compound the problem, also wearing the boxer shorts and telling people that he is also selling.
Yes.
So now there are a few brothers who were worried. They called me because when I shared the flyer, they said, when he comes, ask him this question. What does it mean? What is he trying to say to us? You know, so
No.
it's good that you have clarified.
No, at all. Because people get pot bellies for all sorts of reasons, for cultural reasons, for health. Maybe they are even fighting a particular disease, and the medication that they take, the effect of that is a bit more flesh on the stomach. It doesn't mean anything. So I have no problem against pot belly. It's actually respect that I have.
Let's quickly. So Valentine is coming. I mean, people would want to buy some for their loved ones.
Yes.
Where can they stock some? Where can they buy them?
So when you go on my page, www.okworld.com.gh, you know, once you go on there, you are going to get some to buy, or you can go visit, you know, the malls, you know, Achimota Mall, anywhere that you go. But let me also put a number out there.
Okay.
Even I'm here to sell
Museum.
to sell museum, but
Some people too, they have their museum elsewhere.
I know. So you can call 057 379 5645. 057 379 5645.
Does it only come in white?
No, we have.
So those who
we have
don't like
grey.
to wash.
Oh no. No, you should like to wash. Come on.
White.
Yeah, so we have grey, we have black, we have blue, and then we have the white. And we also have matching towels as well. So for Valentine's, if you are a lady, you are trying to buy it as a present, you know, it comes with matching towels with the
But it
same
comes in
colors.
different sizes too.
Yes,
So it
we have
doesn't
all the
matter if you are not like Okyeame Kwame.
No.
You
no.
can.
So we even have some for teenagers because my son's friends also want wanted to. So we have extra small, we have small, medium, large, and extra large for everybody.
Okay. So the pot-bellied brothers, you heard it yourself. Prof, let's talk about the African Heritage Museum. What is it?
I would defer to Okyeame to start as we did yesterday.
Okay. Okyeame, your lecturer says our professor says we should come to you.
To come to me. Okay,
if
so
not your research or your thesis.
The Pan-African Heritage Museum is the brainchild of Honorable Kojo Yankah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And as all that he's done, minister for Ashanti region, education, he's written 30-something books.
Right.
He has his own university. He has beautiful daughters who are inventing solutions. And all that he's done in his 60s going on, he still wants to do the thing that no one has ever done before.
Right.
So his brainchild.
It's actually in the 70s.
Yes, yeah. I know. I wanted to be generous. And his brainchild is that he's building the biggest Pan-African museum in the world.
Right.
And this museum is going to have artifacts. It's going to have history. It's going to preserve African culture, and it's also going to preserve herbs and fruits and seeds that are missing from all around the world, but that we have in Africa. Is going to collect the indigenous African herbs and seeds and plant them into an African garden, like create a paradise. And this museum also seeks to bring education to Africans in the diaspora and people all around the world, because once you look at the DNA structure of every human being, all of us come from Africa.
That's right.
So he is trying to curate the historic relevance of Africa from Kemet to Southern Sudan to where we are, to Benin, to Southern Africa, through artifacts and sculptures and art and everything. He's trying to create something that young people can come to and see that they are also from royalty.
Right. Prof, why Ghana?
Ghana, not necessarily because Honorable Yankah hails from this place, but Ghana has been at the forefront of Pan-Africanism. For a long time, Ghanaian leadership, Kwame Nkrumah, Du Bois who came, changed his nationality to become Ghanaian before his death, have been part and parcel of all the ways of bringing the dispersed Africans as well as people on the continent together. Ghana also, because is the first of sub-Saharan African nation to become independent. Ghana also, because our forts, castles, and dungeons dotted along the coastal line are important messages reminding us of those that were carried away forcibly to different parts of the world. Ghana also, because we have been encouraging one another to take our heritage very seriously.
I see. And I see here 3 acres of herbal plants village with chalets, 2-acre Palace of African Kingdoms, 1-acre Pan-African Heroes and Heroines Park, Pan-Africa Library, Children's Library and Innovation Center, Convention Center for Festival Celebrations and Concerts, Hall of Fame Center, and all of this. Is it not too ambitious? Plus what? Privately owned hotels, apartments, shopping mall, a clinic, the Africa University College of Communications, a Pan-Africa Research Center. What a vision.
Vision? a vision, right? In the 70s.
Yes, this is somebody who is 80, right?
Yes.
Because my dad was born in 1943 too. So somebody around that same age, thinking now about the future long after he is gone. This is too big, Prof, is it not?
That's one version. It's one version because for a long time, we have been taught to take seriously our past. But today, we need to be reminded that the future is equally important. You may have heard the expression that if you aim for the sun, you will not miss the moon.
Right.
A bold vision, which is aspirational of this type, is that which will encourage those that are adults as well as the youth and then the yet unborn to forge into a future with courage and purposefulness. So it's not ambitious. It is doable because there is the commitment on the part of those who are engaged in bringing all these parts together, as the Venerable Okyeame has already indicated.
Okyeame, where are we now? I mean, I know that the launch happened, we had sought for it, some fundraising activities that happened, but where are we now?
So currently, I know there's work ongoing. The foundation is ongoing, but the key thing that we are doing is raising the funds, because $50 million is not chicken change, so currently we are raising the funds. We did stuff at Plus 233 last year.
Okay.
Honorable and the Council of Elders have been going around the world, from Jamaica to Boston to people in the diaspora, speaking to basketball stars, Pan-Africanists, curators, trying to raise money and also trying to get the artifacts and the historians to put together the actual content of what we are doing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's happening. It's happening. There are people there right now working, and whilst other people from all around the world are also raising funds.
Prof, do you get a sense that we, as a younger generation, have gotten this idea and the vision, tapped into it to the point of taking advantage of it? And I'm asking this because the Continental Free Trade Agreement headquarters is here in Ghana. But if you ask a lot of young people about it, it looks like they really don't know what it means and how it concerns them. I'm scared that this Pan-African Museum, Heritage Museum, may be situated here with all the niceties and all the vision and all the connections. But then the younger people of this country may be distance from it because they may not have caught the vision. Have they caught the vision?
The celebrated Okyeame has already indicated that one of the reasons behind such a bold step is to involve the youth. Education is a critical part of the objectives of this museum. What do we mean by education? It is aimed at helping people understand who we are, where we have come from, and where we intend going. It is a venture to involve the grassroots people. That's why the site is at Pomazi Hills, Winneba Junction. One of the objectives is to involve people that live in that vicinity so that we could have artisans on the grounds. We could have, say, fisher folks, basket weavers, and others to be farmers, and others, kente weavers, to be part and parcel of the museum project. And back to what the celebrated Okyeame has already indicated, we are raising funds. March 6th is when at Kempiski, we are inviting people from all over the world to help raise the $50 million. This station and other stations and their staff are part and parcel of the audiences that we are targeting, so that all of you will be actively involved. By so doing, the word will spread, and so there will not be a disconnect between the young people, as you hinted at in your question, and what we are doing. Because at the center, we will have Youth Innovation Center, the festivals that we have already hinted at would also bring people who will participate and contribute to all kinds of music that would have spread beyond the shores of the continent of Africa to other parts of the world. We did mention yesterday that you hear calypso.
Right.
You hear jazz music. You hear yanga and others. Yes, reggae and so on. All these emanated from the continent and spread to other parts of the world. Just imagine a site, a community where all of them could be brought together to celebrate what Africa and Africans are. So, all we're saying is that we are embarking on educating, inspiring, and guiding people who will become stakeholders in our efforts.
Was this what you were talking about, Prof?
Precisely. Precisely. Because if you turn your back on what is produced here, what is taught here, and you learn other people's ways of being and living and doing, you become alien on your own soil. That's one of the tragedies that we face as Africans.
And in speaking about that, so Okyeame, Kwame, and I, and DJ Abiam, while we were in school, we had a whole course called Music and Dance. Some very intelligent person came and decided to wipe it off our curriculum. And since that time up until now, the appreciation of music, the history behind the music, and even the love for it, music of African origin, particularly Ghanaian origin, is lost on our people. So today, the most popular songs in this country have amapiano. And if there's no amapiano element, then you have not really composed music. And I find that regrettable enough. How are we bringing along, beyond announcing that we'll have the youth as part of this, how are we bringing along the youth from the classroom, okay, and inclusion of this bigger vision into their curriculum, so that right from the get-go, they are rewired or engineered to start thinking along that line, so that this idea doesn't become alien to them. They see themselves as part of it, and then they carry the vision, and then they bring others along, and then they invite other people on. How are we doing that?
Thank you so much for that question. You are getting me to become possessed on this topic. But I will just restrain
yourself, Prof.
Years ago, when I was a student at Legon, those that did their concentration in African studies, drumming and dancing, music and so on, there was this denigrated version called dondology.
Right.
And it's likely that that word is still floating in the minds and hearts of people.
It's still there.
It's still called dondology.
It's a way of looking down upon that which comes from within one's own culture. And unfortunately, there are people that still believe that and live it. That's why education is a paramount part of what the museum is seeking to do. We are going to relearn, re-educate, unlearn, inspire, heal, and point people beyond that denigrated version of self-image that we encounter. I've seen proudly produced rice in Ghana as a label somewhere.
Made in China.
And then I see jasmine rise from other places. And I've seen Ghanaians clamoring for that which has come from outside of them. There are subtle and overt ways through which others have made us become enslaved on our own soil. This is why African, Ghanaian, the history, socio-cultural studies, music, dance, proverbs, non-verbal ways of communicating before our encounter with Europeans took place. All these are going to be taught directly and indirectly, involving the young people to be part and parcel of planning and implementing and curating this. So they are not going to be sitting on the sideline to say, we have planned this for the youth. No.
Right.
We are going to involve them in the curating of what we are doing.
Okyeame Kwame, you're a good storyteller.
Thank you.
Appreciate our history and then you weave it into your creative work. I'm waiting to still see you on the stage again with one of those plays that you did. But then, how are we going to oil all this vision to make it attractive at this time? Because you can't just, toss it all in. Because they are beginning to drift away. So you have to find a way to bring them in. That's where your creative juices and ability come in. How are we going to do that?
So for the Pan-African Heritage Museum is also going to house the biggest event center in the whole Ghana, maybe the whole West Africa. And with that, we are going to encourage artists. And when I say artists, I don't just mean musicians, I mean cinematographers, content producers, painters, sculptors, choreographers. We are going to encourage them to hold events at the place in partnership with us.
Okay.
So that they don't necessarily have to pay for the venue, because that is one of the key problems of why we artists find it difficult. So we are going to do such partnerships to encourage people to organize programs at the place. And I think that once Afrochella and Afro this one, and once we have the biggest, most sophisticated venue for events that already attract young people, all the young people are going to come.
They'll be there
to begin with.
Fantastic.
And we are also going to encourage universities and secondary schools to day by day bring all type of students to come and see whatever it is that we have to reorient their identity. Beyond that is that once we at a point, once we've come up a bit, we are going to ask artists, which will obviously be the youth and everybody, to create things, from their own perspective, to tell the slavery story. To create paintings, because you know that when we are telling the African story and it's 1,000 pages, the slavery story is just 1 page. So to retell their own introspection of what the African story. So we are going to involve them.
Everybody.
6th
of March, this is a fundraiser, Kempinski. What time do we start the party?
We start at 5
p.m. Okay.
And then end at 9.
Is it open to the public? Is it strictly by invitation?
All of you are invited. That's why we are here.
Right.
Open to the public, not just Ghanaian public, but outside as well. That's why we'll have Chaka Chaka and others from South Africa and Botswana and United States attending.
Great. Thank you. Professor Pash Obeng of the Pan-African Heritage Museum is, shall I call you the curator or coordinator? What shall I call you? CEO of the Pan-African Heritage Museum, and Okyeame Kwame is...
Yes, I have to say one last thing.
Yes, Okyeame Kwame is the what? What's your role?
I am working in the entertainment
division.
Yes, division. Yes,
okay.
Entertainment.
And what was the last thing you wanted to say?
What I wanted to say is that if you like to buy a ticket, please, you can call this number 0556 654 401. 0556 654 401. And also the tickets, we have them in 3 different. We have platinum, gold, and silver. So for platinum, one person is 7,000.
Okay.
For a group is 45,000, and a couple is 10,000.
Right.
And for gold, a person is 5,000, couple is 7,000, and then for corporate you get 8. You get a full table. It's 35,000. And then for silver, a person is 3,000, couple is 5,000, and then the table is 25,000. And we have Menchia is coming. The president Nana Akufo-Addo is coming. We have the vice president of Botswana coming. We have Ambassador Kana coming. So many. So once you
tall list of diplomats
and Pan-Africanists. So I'm calling all the Pan-Africans, to come and let's be in this pan, so we can build our.
Thank you, Okyeame Kwame. Thank you, Professor Pasha Bing, and I want to say a happy birthday to the Felicity Ahafianyo of the Ghana